Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to day 15, you all. Listen, we made it to the halfway point. Halfway point, halfway point, halfway point. We made it to the halfway point. Can y'all believe it? We made it to the halfway point. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me see here. Good evening. Who else do I want to invite? I'm inviting people on Instagram. Good evening. Y'all come on in. Good evening. Say hey, girl. Hey. Let's see here. Hey, Tamika. Hey, Adriana. Hey, Aminata. Hey, Tamala. How are y'all? I see you all with your faces in the place. Live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube, live on Instagram. If you are in the building, say hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Deanna. I see you, love, popping in. Let me just pull them on. I like to be able to look and see all of the pages just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Hi, Sands. I see you. Who else do I see? All right. Good evening, everybody. So I am not going to be before y'all long today on this halfway point simply because your girl, listen, has been WERKIN, working. Okay. And as you can tell from the voice, hey, Susie Q, how are you, lovey? I am, listen, and we still have 15 more days to go. I have a prayer seminar, and you know what? I meant to download it so that I could put it in here. And if I have time, I will, just so you all can see it, but I will share it. My church is having a prayer seminar called In His Presence on Friday and Saturday. Friday from 7 to 8:30, Saturday from 10 to 1. Friday is prayer and intercession. And Friday is prayer and intercession. Saturday is actual teaching. I'm teaching and my apostle is teaching, my pastor. So and it's free. And so I believe that we are going to be streaming live. So go to impactinglove.org/events to register. Just so we know, how many people. We probably should have had something that said if whether or not you were going to be virtual or not. Or if you're going to be attending in person, but just so we can get a gauge for how many people are going to be there. So I have to do that this weekend. And then we just got to finish out 30 days of thanks. And as you know, over the weekend, all of the festivities. So at any rate, I will be sure to share that tomorrow. I'm not going to pull it up now. But if you are interested in joining us, just let me know. I would love to see you and hug you. But like I said, I'm not going to be before you long. Those of you who are watching the replay, hey girl, hey boy, hey bro, hey boo, hey, all the things, right? And obviously, if you have not yet gotten your book and your devotional, make sure you get it. You can go to my website there. I do have some, as y'all can see right here. They're back here. I got some already packaged and ready to go. I think I might have like 10 more that are packaged. So if you know somebody, if you want to get them for holiday, all of those good things, make sure you get those. Hey Darnell, I see you. And what else is going on? I Speak Life Live is going on. So if you don't have your ticket, today is the last day to get it for $147 pre-sale. Tomorrow it goes up to $197. And as you all know, I extended the virtual event bundle. So if you want a bundle, you have until Friday to register. But then after that, if you're out, can y'all get a yay, a whoop whoop? We have 20 women registered, 20 women, right? And we still have a little bit less than 30 days to go. So we are we are doing really well. So I am excited for those who have already registered, and I'm excited about those who will register. This event is going to be a special event because it really is created for you to show up empty and leave full, right? And to be in a space where, you can have quiet time and you can be poured into, and God can meet you right where you are. And so I'm excited. Hey, Miss Stringer, how are you, lovey? I see you on YouTube. Come on in here, right? Yes. Woot woot for the 2020, right? So, and then here's the other thing. Those of you who have already registered, make sure, hey, Carmen, how are you, love, that you are inviting your girlfriends. So this week, send that bring a friend link to all of your girlfriends, child, because y'all got the link to invite them to join us by Friday. So then that makes sense where you got the goodies and they don't. Don't be selfish on the goodies, right? So go and register, right? Go and register. And so those of you who are registered, make sure you are sharing the bring a friend link with your girlfriend. Say, hey, I'm going to this event. Come with me. Here's the link. You get to register for a special price, right? So, and yes, it's less than 147, and yes, it's less than 197, just because as a friend, that's a benefit, right? That we're sharing this. So, we can only give it to, no, you can give it to all your friends, child. Give the link to all your girlfriends and tell them to come. You don't have to just share it with one. We can only give it to one girlfriend. No, give it to all the girlfriends. Say all the girlfriends. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor. Yes, neighbor. Say all the girlfriends. You can bring all your girlfriends. Tell to the other neighbor. Neighbor. Yes, neighbor. Bring all the girlfriends. Yes, honey. No, don't be trying to figure out which one you're going to share the link with. Send it to all of them and say, listen, you got to be here. I'm glad you asked that question. No, if you have already registered, all 20 of y'all need to be sending it to at least, and actually I'm going to be sending out an email tomorrow for those who have already registered anyway. Yes, Susie, see all the girlfriends. Y'all do not be holding out on the girlfriends. They're going to be mad like, man, right? And then you don't want to share it with nobody because then you're like, I only got one. Then they're like, well, how come you ain't invite me? You can invite them all. So they all can get in on the gettings. You hear me? Listen, don't be leaving them out. Listen, y'all know what kind of goodies I gave out last year. And then they're going to be like, well, where you get that from? Why you ain't tell me? Why, get them in by Friday. Send it. But I'm telling you, I'm going to send an email tomorrow. I'm going to send an email tomorrow for those who have already registered for their girlfriends. They can send it out to your moms, your sisters, all the peoples. Okay. All the peoples. All right. So with that being said, how are y'all? Hey girls. Hey, how y'all doing? How are you all doing? I have tea here for this little throat of mine because I've been coaching all day. Can we say coaching all day? Literally since 10 o'clock with some breaks in between. Hey Marcella, how are you? I see you popping in. Who else is popping in that I can't see? Y'all come on in here. Good evening. Say hey girl, hey when you come in so that I can see you. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this tea is good, y'all. Can we say good tea? Ooh. Mm. So I'll share y'all a little secret. I one of the things that I give away at my event, or I should share, but I shouldn't give away, share, it doesn't matter, is tea. So every day we have tea time with D. And so I have some tea here that I'm drinking. I'm not going to tell y'all what it is just yet, but I'm thinking that maybe I'll do a different tea. I was going to do the same ones because they were really good. But this little mixture right here, child, with the honey and the lemon, ooh, is hitting the spot. Yes. Listen. I think this is going to be on the list. I'm going to get this to send to y'all. It's not all of my favorite things, but some of the favorite things that we can do together. So if you want to have tea with me, even virtually, right? We have a certain time where you make your tea and all the things. We have tea time with D. It's so good. Okay, so let me focus here. She said, let me tell you, I have been drinking that tea from last year. I'm telling y'all, listen. She said, please listen. I drinks the good old tea. And so that little mixture right there, I think I might send to you all. So I'm excited about it. So again, yes, you can send your bring a friend to more than one girlfriend. Those of you who are just joining in, we're just talking about my live event coming up on December 10th, 11th, and 12th, and tickets for pre-sale and today for $147. You can go to ispeaklifelive.com/presale, ispeaklifelive.com/presale in order to get your ticket. It's $147 today. It will be $197 tomorrow. I promise you at midnight, that link, when you go to it tomorrow, is done. So if you've been thinking about it, you better not think about it no more. Don't be procrastinating because you're going to miss out, baby doll. You're going to miss out. And then those of you who have tickets and you have girlfriends who are, and even if they have an express interest, child, just send it to them and say, here, listen. Adrian said, and I don't drink nobody's tea. Listen, I told you, listen, I be putting people onto the tea, the real tea, right? Not the tea, but the tea. I be putting on people onto the tea. So yes, so go to ispeaklifelive.com/presale in order to get your ticket. So let's talk about this celebration we about to have here. We are at the halfway mark for 30 days of thanks. Let me put this back up, cut this down. I need like a producer or something who can help with this stuff. I'm clicking all the buttons, but we are reading the book, right? We are on day 15. And I'm super excited because, and you know what I love about today and what I love about even just how I feel today is that sometimes you all at the halfway mark, we're tired. At the halfway mark, like we're a little worn out. Like at the halfway mark, we're like, man, like, whew, I don't know. Right? It's like, whew, okay. Like, okay. And so, in this space around, let me see if I can share this. This won't let me share. It's weird how sometimes it'll let me share and sometimes it won't. But hey Lakita, how are you, love? But like when we are at the halfway point, right? We're not there, but we're not there, right? And we're halfway there. And the great thing about that I was really letting it kind of resonate in my spirit today, even just as I was, earlier today when I was making my tea, and I said, Lord, I thank you that sometimes the halfway point, when we get to it, by the time we get to it, it's not like, oh, woo, I'm feeling good. Like, it's like, man, like I'm tired already. You know what I mean? Like I've worked to get here. I've put in some blood, sweat, and tears. I've like, man, you know what I'm saying? But we can still celebrate the halfway point, even if we're not like feeling all vibrant and all of that. Like it means that we've been working. It means that you put the work in. It means that you stayed the course. It means that you were consistent. It means that you were disciplined. And so sometimes the halfway point is not just, oh, like, woo, woo, I made it. But man, I made it. And if I can make it the first 15 days, I can make it the second 15 days, right? If I can make it the first half, and this is with anything, not just 30 days of thanks. If I can make it with this, I can make it with anything. If I can get there at the half, if I can make it to the halfway point here, I can make it to the halfway point there. Am I frozen on Facebook? I feel like I'm frozen on Facebook. I'm not frozen on YouTube. But y'all tell me if I'm frozen on Facebook. I don't know if it's my phone or what. I think I'm frozen. Let me write a note. I think Facebook is frozen, but YouTube isn't. So let's see here. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm frozen. I'm not frozen on Facebook? Okay. I'm just frozen on my phone. All right. Well, let me come back in here. Okay, I see myself. I was like, okay. My phone must have been doing something, or my internet or whatever. So I'm glad and so let me just tell y'all, this is why I'm glad that we're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because if one of them shuts down, you know where I am. And this is why I also say follow me on all of the platforms and make sure you turn on notifications when I go live, simply for this reason. And so granted, it was me. Hey, AZ, how are you, love? It was actually my phone that I froze on, which is why I actually try to pull them up so that I can see them, because I want to make sure that if it is something, that you all can join me on another platform. So again, if you are not following me if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you're not following me on Instagram, or you're on Instagram and you're not following me on Facebook, make sure you follow me everywhere, because I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing, that I am, that y'all can see me and y'all can catch me. So at any rate, as I was saying, we can make it, right? We're at the halfway point. And so wherever you are, right, and you find yourself at the halfway point, you find yourself like, man, ooh, it wasn't as easy as I thought, but I did it. Like for some of you, and it's so funny because I started to ask myself, in addition to some of the other things that I have going on, in addition to that, I just was thinking to myself, when I did 30 Days of Thanks prior to I think last year was the first time I started doing all 30 days. Prior to that, I was doing Monday through Friday, and then I was off Saturday and Sunday. And starting last year, I think this may be the third or the fourth time that I'm doing it every single day, Saturday and Sunday. And that wears on you. So those of you who have been live with me every night, like, I know if I'm feeling it, you feeling it. Like I know you are, right? Hey Cassandra, how are you, lovey? And so if I'm feeling it, I know you feeling it. And so the fact that you're rolling with me and we're at day 15, we're gonna celebrate, because yes, I am tired. Yes, my throat is tired. Do I have more coaching to do tomorrow? Yes, I do. I have clients, I have discovery calls with potentially new clients. All the things, right? Inner Circle, those of you who are part of Inner Circle, we have Inner Circle tomorrow at 8:00. It is our guest expert training tomorrow on estate planning, so you want to be there. And then this weekend I'm teaching. So, and I knew that going into it, but I feel like in this space, when you hit that that halfway point, once you get over the hump, you like, shoot, like I'm halfway here now. I might as well keep going, right? You ever go on a trip, or you go somewhere and it's kind of like, even so, let me use, you ever, now sometimes you like, no, I just take them off, but you ever not really want to go somewhere and you get all the way almost dressed and you like, I might as well put my clothes on now because I'm already almost dressed. I might as well put my clothes on and go. Or take a trip and you decide, hey, I'm, gonna go somewhere, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, well, I'm almost there now. Or maybe it's not even a trip, but you going somewhere and you're like, I really didn't want to go, but I'm gonna go because I said I was gonna go, and now it's like I'm halfway there. And because you're halfway there, especially child, if you going driving somewhere, you don't go halfway and turn around. If you taking a road trip, you don't go halfway and turn around. You keep going. You might be tired. You might have to pull over. I'm teaching already before we even read the book. You might have to pull over. You might have to take a nap. You might have to go and get you some snacks. You, whatever it is for the road, right? But you don't turn around and go back. Are y'all with me? You don't turn around and go back. You keep going. You do what's necessary to keep going. And so on this day, I want you to know that I applaud you for showing up today. Those of you who are on the replay, I applaud you for showing up today. And I applaud you for showing up in your life in whatever that halfway point is in your life, because you could have turned around. You could have stopped. You could have, you literally, you could have, right? You could have decided. And so, but you didn't. Here you go. I mean, the link is there. I don't know if it pops up as a link, but and so in that space, are y'all catching what I'm saying here? Because some of you have gone the distance. You have gone the distance. And I'm just typing while I'm talking, you all. And you're feeling tired. You're feeling like, man, I'm not sure. I'm feeling like, man, like, but guess what? Keep going. Don't stop. Pull over if you have to. Take a break if you have to. Celebrate, right? Like, we made it this far. So thank you, Lord, that we done made it this far. We're going to keep going. Are you with me? Are y'all with me? Are y'all catching this? Because some of you are at the halfway point and you don't know it, but you're at the halfway point. God is meeting you. You're at the halfway point. God is keeping you. You're at the halfway point. You're almost there. You're at the halfway point. Don't give up. Whatever that halfway point is, don't give up. Do not give up. Type that in the comments. Do not give up. As a matter of fact, say, I will not give up. I will not give up. I will not give up. Type that in the comments. I will not give up. You cannot give up, right? You halfway there. You're halfway there. Whatever your halfway point is, you're halfway there. And so you might have to pull over, right? God is keeping you, child. Listen, you might have to pull over. You might have to stop for snacks. You might have to get something to eat. You might have to pull over and get a hotel because you need to rest to keep going for the journey, right? And so that's the whole point of not giving up, is using wisdom of when you can pull over or when you need to stop for a moment so that you can get enough rest so that you can, oh my goodness. And so for some of you, when you show up to I Speak Life Live, that will be your rest. That will be the moment you're pulling over so that you can keep going. You're pulling over so that you can fill up the tank. You're pulling over. You're coming in empty, but you're leaving out full. I Speak Life Live is the point of which you're like, man, like, I didn't know that I was gonna make it, but I made it far enough and just enough to get there so that, right? Some of you, this is where you fill up every night. You like, listen, I need this. I'm in need of these 30 days. This is my fill up part. This is my fill up point. This is where I come every single day before I go to bed, fill up my tank before I go to bed, because this is where I get a chance to come, right? I get a chance to come empty and leave full. Cassandra says, that's how I feel every night. Thank you, Lord. Listen, I get it. And so I'm excited about this halfway point, because guess what? We made it. We made it. Listen, these little baby bags under these eyes and this little voice. Listen, I'm drinking my tea with my honey and my lemon in it, and I'm showing up. And I'm asking God to give me what I need so that I can give you what you need. I'm asking God to give me what I need so I can give you what you need. Even through a long day, even through, the different things. But for some of you, this is that point where you show up empty to be refilled. Right? And so I want y'all to pay attention to day 15 that we're on today, because some of you need to start paying attention to when you need to refill. We're at the halfway point. You need to pay attention to when you need to refill. Don't just keep going on E. And anybody knows that when you drive on E and all of a sudden your car stops, child, you can't go nowhere. And now you got to wait for somebody to come. Are y'all catching this? You got to wait for somebody to come and get you, go get you a little gas tank, fill your car up with a little bit of gas just to get you to where you're going. Right? And so some of you have been running on E and you've been making little pit stops. You've been making little pit stops just to fill up just enough, and that's not enough. That's not enough. You need a refilling of all the way. All right, y'all, let's read. Can y'all tell that I was excited about today? Excited about today. So we are at the halfway point. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Cassandra says, keep going. We need you. And it's my prayer that he fills you with an overflow. Thank you. I appreciate that, love. I appreciate that. Ain't nobody got time for that anymore. Listen, I know that's right. Listen, you better fill that tank up at the halfway point. So really quickly, my dad, and I tried not to, there a few times, like it'll go to like a quarter, and sometimes I'll be driving on excitement on E, because I know like my little thing will tell me I got like 30 miles to go. And so I know how much gas, but I try now not to go anywhere between a half a tank and a quarter of a tank. I try to make sure that I'm good there. But my dad is the kind of person where, he won't go past a half a tank. He filling up at half a tank. And so some of y'all need to start paying attention and stop waiting until you get on E. And you at the halfway point, you need to start filling up. You need to be figuring out what your halfway point is when you feel it, right? Before you get to the point where you are fully burned out, before you get to the point where you are extremely exhausted, before you get to exhaustion, before you get to burned out, before you get to, broke, busted, and disgusted, right? You need to pay attention to your halfway point. Pay attention, child. Listen, this is some good teaching. I haven't even read the book yet. Are y'all catching this? If you are catching this, say yes. At the halfway point, don't wait until the car is on E. Don't wait until you're on E. Fill up at the halfway point. Don't wait until it's all gone, because it takes more energy. And now you need more people in order to help you fill up. Right? You got to call somebody. You got to wait for somebody to come get you. You got to wait. And then God forbid, if you don't have a gas can, you got to go buy the gas can, fill the gas can up. Then the person got to wait for you. And so now you've also, and for most people, it's not an inconvenience, but it's an inconvenience because, shouldn't nobody have to come get us, when we run out of gas. We shouldn't be so busy that we forget to put gas in our tank, literally and figuratively. Let me say that again. We should not be so busy that we forget to fill up our gas tank. But guess what? We do. We get so busy that we don't fill up our gas tank. We get so busy that it's not until we're on E, and literally we only have 30 miles to go, but we're already more than 30 miles away from where we're supposed to fill up the gas tank. I don't know who this is for, but I hope this is helping y'all. I hope this is helping you. And so believe you can, and you're halfway there. If you haven't noticed, we are now at the halfway point. We are halfway to the finish line. Woo, woo. Can you believe it? I can't. It seems that we just started this journey together. God is so awesome. He has allowed us to make it to day 15. Praise God. Give him a little thanks right now. Go ahead and take a 5-second praise break. Y'all take a 5-second praise break. Right? Ashley says, I'm over here rolling my eyes at myself. Child, we do it all the time. It's all right. Listen, grace. When you know better, you're supposed to do better. So we want to do better in this new season, right? So we done taking our little 5-second praise break. You should be extremely proud of yourself. I know I am. I'll be honest. There were days that I did not want to get up or stay up to write. But God kept telling me I had to be committed to the process. I had to stay committed to my word, but I also had to remain committed to him since he gave me the instructions. I am thankful for you, because you too have made it to the halfway point. And so let me just say this really quickly. As I read these, it's so interesting to me because I remember writing, right? I remember the moments. Some of them I remember exactly where I was writing. And then other moments I remember the thought process of writing. And I remember, like, prior to this point of the halfway point and asking God, what to share, I remember, because as I told you all, every single day, God would wake me up and I would write. Right. I didn't like, some people will write 1,000 words a day, or like this book was literally written every single day. So when I started this as an e-devotional, I would wake up in the morning. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to start writing. And sometimes I would write like the day before, but a lot of times God wouldn't give it to me. And I would be up at like 5 or 6 in the morning, sometimes earlier, writing. And then I would send it out because it was an e-devotional. And so the people, it was like on my blog. And as a matter of fact, I don't think it was my blog. It was literally, I sent it out daily as an email. So literally this devotional was being developed. And some of you who were part of the process, remember that in me saying that I literally wrote these pages every single day. And I remember there were some days that I was extremely tired. Like, Lord, I'm tired. Like, and he was like, you got to get up. Like, you have a message to share. And so for some of you, I want to encourage you. I know you're tired, right? And you can rest, right? Sometimes you can't rest until it's over, but you will be able to rest. But sometimes you just got to have to. And so for me, even in this journey of what I've been doing with the various things that I have going on, like today, child took me a 15-minute power nap. I was tired and I said, I'm taking me a nap. And I did. And so it may not be my usual, maybe 30 or 45-minute nap, but I bet you I got me a little bit. I filled up a little bit. And so do what you can when you're tired, when you have a lot going on. Grant yourself grace to know that it won't be like this always, right? There was a saying that I used to hear in Mary Kay when, when they would tell you like that you were building your business and there were certain things that you really needed to do and there were certain sacrifices that you needed to make. And they would say, and some of you may have heard me say this at some point in time in the last few years, you'll have to do it now, but you won't have to do it forever. Right? You got to do it now, but you don't got to do it forever. It's not a forever thing. And so pay attention to things that are not forever things. You won't have to do it forever. And so for me, I didn't have to do it forever. I just had to commit to do it for 30 days. And so what is it that you have to, my goodness, I don't know where this conversation is going, but what is it that you have to commit to that maybe you don't have to commit to it for forever, but you do have to commit to it? What is it? Think about that. There are some things that you have to commit. There's some stuff that I have to commit to as I'm preparing for my event, as I'm preparing for 21 days of prayer in January, certain things, right? It's not a forever thing, but I'm pacing myself. And so you've got to pace yourself and know. Some of you just kind of jump into things, not really paying attention to, okay, next week is going to be a really busy week. Let me pace myself so I can figure out how to glide through that week. Am I helping y'all with this? All right. So some people not only don't finish, but they don't even make it to the halfway mark. The fact that you're reading today's message means that you're still here and you pressed your way to be consistent and committed to the process. Many people bought the book, but that was it. They did nothing else. Others took it a step further and read a few daily messages, but never read any since then. However, you determined that you were going to stay committed no matter what. You determined that you were going to stay focused and stay on this journey until its completion. Thank you for taking time over these last 14 days to develop a daily habit of cultivating an attitude of gratitude. So on this 15th day of thanks, let's thank God not only for the progress we've made during our 30 days of thanks journey, but we want to thank him for the halfway point in every other area of our lives. You see, this is significant because for many, they will drop off or quit. They will start to slack off and get comfortable. They will start to resort back to what they were doing before we started. But the key is that after today, you will have surpassed the halfway mark and be on your way to the finish line. The closer you get to the finish line, the easier it will get. But if you quit now or lose momentum, you will be defeated. Let me say this again. But the key is that after today, you will have surpassed the halfway mark and be on your way to the finish line. The closer you get to the finish line, the easier it will get. But if you quit now or lose momentum, you will be defeated. What area in your life are you like, man, like, I know I've been on this journey for a minute, but I feel like I want to quit. If you quit now, you're going to lose momentum. Pull over. check into the hotel, rest for a day or two, and then get back on the road. I don't know who that's for. Pull over, check into a hotel for a day or two, get you some rest, and then get back on the road. Don't quit. Don't turn around. Don't lose momentum. Keep going. Now, you may be one of those who fell off or who may not be as committed or consistent as you should be. If you're one of those who fell off, get back up and get moving. It's not in the fall, it's in your recovery and getting back up. It's not in the mistakes, it's in what you learn from the mistakes. It's also about not making the same mistakes over and over and over again and expecting different results. That's not going to happen. Oh, wait, hold on. I feel like I'm reading this. Oh, yeah. It says, if you don't know, that's what's called insanity. It's doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Not going to happen. If you want something different, you have to start doing things differently. To get what you've never had, you must do what you've never done. It all begins with you just taking one step and then another and then another. To get what you've never had, you must do what you've never done. If you want something different, you have to start doing things differently. You got to start doing things differently, y'all. We have to start doing things differently. Period. We cannot keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. Right? And we can't keep dressing up the same thing, right? So just because you change the color of it don't mean you changed it. You still got the same, it's the same thing, you just changed the color of it. It's still the same. Right? I don't know about you, but this journey for me has been about so much more than just giving thanks each day. It has also been about commitment, determination, and walking blindly by faith, trusting that what I had heard and what God had given me to share was what you needed. He has blown me away with the testimonials from many of you who have shared that this has been a blessing to you, and I'm so humble and blessed for that. God could have used anyone, but he chose to use me. So on this 15th day, I just want to say thank you, Lord, for leading and guiding me, but also for trusting me with the daily message of thanks for your people. I would imagine that maybe you are one of the many people at the halfway point in your own personal life. Not sure what you are going through, but I feel like after today, you'll be one step closer to getting to that place. You've been struggling for some time to stay committed, and you've been struggling to consistently launch out into the deep. But day after day, you've made small but consistent steps towards your purpose and destiny. I say keep going, don't stop. Don't let distractions keep you unfocused. I say that because distractions will come. It is just a matter of you refocusing and getting back on track. Once you are back on track, keep moving one step each day at a time. One step each day at a time. One step each day at a time. Some of you are so focused on trying to jump, child, and leap over mountains and, leap over buildings and all of the things. One step, one thing, one step at a time. One thing, one step at a time. Type that in. One thing, one step at a time. One thing, one step at a time. One thing, one step at a time. Yes, sometimes you will end up having to do multiple things, but in that specific area, do one thing, one step at a time. Remember, in a situation like this, God honors what we do as opposed to what we don't do. Sometimes God is waiting on us to move before he does, simply because he wants to see if we want it bad enough. Do you want it bad enough? How bad do you want it? I see y'all, one thing, one step at a time. How bad do you want it? And how bad do you want out? How bad do you want it? And how bad do you want out? Depending upon your situation, only you can answer those questions, but you must know that it all starts with one step. Faith without works is dead. The more you move, the more you expand your faith. Remember, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. As you feed your faith, you build momentum, thus causing movement, thus causing progress. So if you thought you were waiting for God to get moving, you aren't. He's waiting on you. I'll say that again. If you're waiting on God to move, you aren't. He's waiting on you. Keep in mind that in other areas of your life, you may have to wait on God to move because timing is everything with him, but that isn't the case with this specific area. Stop procrastinating and get moving. The perfect time is when you make the time and start taking steps if you haven't already done it. The perfect time is when you make the time. The perfect time is when you make the time. Stop saying, I don't have time. It's when you make the time. Stop saying, I don't have the money. Listen, child, we find money when we need money, period. Stop saying, I don't have the energy. We find energy when we need it. When we really want to do something, child, we got all the energy. When we really want to pay for something, child, the money just come from somewhere. When we really want to do something, the time is there. So time, money, and energy. Stop saying you don't have it. You do have it. It's just a matter of where you're prioritizing it. I had a conversation with somebody today around coaching them on a specific thing. And I said, listen, I said, get out of people's pockets. I said, people have money. I said, just because people might be going through financial issues doesn't mean that they're broke. It just means that they're probably mismanaging their money. People can be making $100,000 and not have any money, right? You don't have to be broke to be in a space where you're like, oh, well, no, it's not that you don't have the money. It's what you're doing with your money. It's not that you don't have time. It's what you're doing with your time. It's not that you don't have energy. It's what you're doing with your energy. Yes, child, at 10:42 p.m. on November 15, 2021, I'm coming for your toes and your edges, child. And this halfway point, you have to decide on the other side what you're willing to do in order to, how bad do you want it and how bad do you want out? Right? So your journal assignment for today is, on this 15th day, I want you to give thanks for making it this far, not only in the 30 days of thanks, but in that area of your life that you've been struggling to be consistent in. She said, you giving it up. Listen, I might be tired. Listen, as I heard TD Jake say one day, he said, listen, it might be something with my throat, but ain't nothing wrong with my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, my voice might be a little shaky, but listen, I could come. I'm coming. You hear me? So that area that you know you want, once you master your commitment and consistency, it will open a magnitude of doors for you to walk into. Today, write down how far you've come and the progress you've made. As small as it may be, write it down. Stop minimizing your progress and just give thanks for it. Not sure who this is for, but the reason you keep stopping is because you don't think your progress is as big as everyone else's. Let me say this again, child. This chapter, I told y'all day 15 was going to be good, right? A lot of times we minimize what we do and how everything that you do, you should be celebrating. Right? Everything that you do, you should be celebrating. I don't care how big, I don't care how small it is. But the problem is, as I said here, the reason why you keep stopping is because you think your progress isn't as big as someone else's. Stop comparing your progress to somebody else's. Stop comparing what you do to somebody else. Your assignment is totally different from God's assignment that He has given to somebody else. We don't have the same assignments. We are not assigned to the same people. And here's the thing, even if we are assigned to the same people, we are assigned to the same people for a different reason. What I bring to the table is different from what you bring to the table. And so when you understand that what we bring to the table is necessary, you might bring greens, I might bring macaroni and cheese. Somebody else might bring potato salad. Somebody else might bring baked chicken. Somebody else might bring fried chicken. But guess what? We all got to come to the table so we can eat. And so the problem is you keep stopping because you think you're not as far as the next person. But what you fail to realize is that they started before you. They're on a different path than you. They're on a different lane and they're also going at a different pace. So you cannot continue to compare where you are to where someone else is. For one, because you don't know what they're going through and they don't know what you're going through. Your story is for you and those who are assigned to you. Listen, let me drink some more of this super tea. And so I say in here, so what? It's not supposed to be because they aren't running your race. Stay in your lane and stay focused on your finish line, not the person next to you. Plus, you don't know how long they've been running their race. The two of you may be in different places of your race right now, which means his or her progress may be bigger because they've been doing it for a longer period of time or even at a faster pace. But that's not your concern. Mind your business. and be thankful for your halfway point and the progress you've made and you're making. Okay, now back to our regularly scheduled program. I wrote that in the book. I was coming for y'all even in these pages, y'all. So take some time today to just write and give thanks for your halfway point. What were your high points? What were your low points? What was great? What wasn't? What changes might you need to make? What will you continue to do that has worked? Take some time to evaluate, right? Take some time to think about it. Take some time. A lot of times, the reason why we get caught up in cycles is we don't take time at periodic moments to say, okay, how is this working? Don't wait until it's all over. You might be able to make tweaks along the way. And so sometimes you give up because by the time you get to the end and it doesn't work the way you wanted it to work, but you never took the time to look back to see what worked and what didn't work. You didn't take time to change it up a little bit. You didn't take time to assess the situation to see if there needed to be some changes or some adjustments that needed to be made. So take some time and think about these first 15 days. Think about the first portion, the first week, the first few months of whatever it is that you know you're supposed to be doing. Tweak it. Change it. Challenge yourself to be consistent in that space. You know, I've met a lot, and I didn't always, but I meet a lot of speakers who don't look at themselves when they do videos. I go back and listen to myself, child, because I want to hear myself. And sometimes I don't, when I'm in a flow, I don't even be knowing what I be saying, y'all. Some stuff don't even be in my notes. And so sometimes I'll go back to listen and I'll be ministering to myself, but really I want to see how I can improve. Like, what was I sharing? How was I sharing? You know, was I in a flow? And so some of you need to be, you know, assessing and reassessing and evaluating where you are and how it's working. Right? All right, so let's do the prayer. Are y'all getting this? If y'all are getting this, type in yes. Lord, on this 15th day, we say thank you for allowing us to make it to the halfway point, not only for the 30 days of thanks, but also for letting us make it to the halfway point in that area of our lives that we've struggled to be consistent in and committed to. We recognize that this journey isn't just about giving thanks for 30 days. It was just the impetus to get us moving. Many of us needed to get off of our do nothings and start doing instead of talking. We needed to start doing instead of thinking. We needed to start doing instead of complaining. So for that, we give you all the praise, all the honor, and all the adoration you so desire. For you know what we have need of before we ask. And most times what we ask for isn't really what we need, it's what we want. Lord, we are thankful because after today, we will have made it past the halfway point and we will be one step closer to day 30 and our finish line. We are thankful for the progress, movement, and momentum we made to get us to our halfway point. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Amen. It says, when I speak or teach, I do the same thing. Glad it's just not me. No, because like, you know, you might be looking crazy. You're like, child, ain't nobody told me I was looking crazy in front of the people. Right. And so sometimes when I go live, sometimes I'm like, and this, you know, it's so funny. Most of you know this story. When I first started going live, one of the hiccups for me in doing videos specifically on YouTube was the fact that back then everybody was all dressed up, child. And if you know me, you know I can get cute now. Y'all done seen me. I can dress with, you know. But child, I'm really comfortable in sweats, hoodies. Like I really am like round the way girl. And so the thought of having to put face and clothes and hair and all of those things on just to like literally I had ideas for multiple videos, and I literally just the thought of getting like by the time I got dressed and everything, I was tired and I was like, I'm not doing this. And I literally would take the clothes off. I was like, I would have spent more energy putting the clothes on than actually trying to, you know, do my video. And so I remember the struggle when I'm glad that this was helpful for you, Aminata. That when I started going live on Periscope, one of the big hiccups was one, because my son was so small and really just trying to figure out when I could do it. And the other one was just like, because I had this hiccup with dressing up and all of that. And the first time I went live, I did a 5-day quiet time challenge, and it was like from 7 a.m. to 7:15 a.m. And I remember when I had come out that week of doing it, God had spoke to me as I was actually on my way to visit my best friend, who happens to be also my line sister in Charlotte. And I was on my way to visit her. And I remember God telling me, when you get back from your trip, you're going to start going live at 7:15 in the morning. And I was like, what? And that's literally how I started going live. Like, God spoke to me, and I'm the kind of person where God can't give me a whole lot of leeway. Like, you be going live in 3 weeks and child listen, he's like, okay, we didn't thought about this enough. When you get back, you've now saw that you can do it. Now you're going to do it every day. And I did. Those of you who were with me, I was live every Monday through Thursday. Friday, we do the prayer call. And, but the one thing was getting up early in the morning. Child was not doing fresh face. Y'all was going to get a cute little, t-shirt, some lip gloss, and that was it. You hear me? And so for some of you, God is going to position you in a space where he's literally going to, I pray this over you. I prophesy that God would remove every hindrance that's keeping you from stepping into who he has called you to be and doing what he has told you to do. He's literally told you to take one step, and your thought and your mindset have taken you from A to Z that you have not even, like, you're holding yourself up. And so whatever that one thing, one step at a time, whatever that one thing, one step at a time is, do it. Stop holding yourself up. Stop holding yourself up. I shared this over the weekend in my talk, and I said, and I think I can't remember if I shared this yesterday with you all, but I've shared this before. And I basically said, what if you only had 3 years to do what God put you on this earth to do? What if you only had 3 years? Some of y'all have been toiling for 3 years. I told y'all I'm coming today. I don't know why, because I'm tired. But when the holy, this ain't me, this Holy Ghost. So, but for some of you, you've been toiling for 3 years. So what if you had 3 years to do what you knew you were supposed to do here on earth? What if you only had 3 years, and then after that, your time was up? What if? Some of y'all have been waiting for 3 years. Some of you have been talking to yourself for 3 years. Some of you've been going back and forth with God for 3 years. And the reality is that, what if that's it? What if you got 3 years to do it? And what if at the end of, you're at year 2.5 and you decide to start, but it's too late by then? And I'm not here to put any fear or anything in you. What I'm here to do is just to tell you to stop overthinking, stop procrastinating. And these are the kind of conversations we're going to have at I Speak Life Live. Y'all know I come heavy with it. I do not play with my assignment. I haven't ever, but in this season, I'm not playing with the enemy, and I'm not playing with my assignment. And so if you are assigned to me, and you are assigned to my voice, and you are assigned, right? She said, you just took all my edges. Listen. Listen. We know who, if you don't know who I'm talking about Jesus. Jesus came, and he was here for 33 years, but for 3 years, he had 3 years to turn this world upside down. He had 3 years to turn this world upside down. And so what if you only get 3 years? What are you going to do with it? I've had 3 instances, and I shared this over the weekend, of people that I've known personally who have passed away before they did what they said they were going to do. And it wasn't, we think, oh, God is going to give us time, and, oh, I got time for, if I believe, and I said this over the weekend, and it may change, I don't know, but after the last few deaths that I had witnessed from people that I knew, that really, and it wasn't like it was a personal thing. It was a lot. It was really, I saw them showing up, and they were just getting started. And so it's like, you thinking like, oh, like I'm getting ready to get ready. And it's like, you don't even know when your time is up. While you getting ready to get ready, You could already be in the last leg of year 3, and you still playing, and we still waiting on you, and we still waiting to experience you. Are y'all ready for me? Because it's gonna be, those of you who are registered, y'all got 3 days with me. Right? We're going to be talking about sitting yourself down so that you can really get clear about what you're supposed to be doing in this season. Some of y'all are doing way too much. If you're not registered for I Speak Life Live, please register. Please register. Please stop playing. Please get in community so you can get your life. I see you, Ashley. She like, who, Jesus? Right? I may decide to do a like a 2-pay for the 197 and the 297, just so that people have options to be able to still attend. But you know, and here's the thing, the stuff that I'm teaching y'all, I have those conversations with myself, right? I have those conversations. There's not one conversation that I have with you all that I don't have with myself, that I'm not in a space where I'm like, okay, Lord, you know, I know I'm playing myself. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm not showing up fully, or I know that there's some things that more things that I need to be doing. And I'm committed to that. You know, I'm committed to it. I'm like, okay, Lord, it's me and you out here. Like, you got me looking crazy, but I'm going to do it. Like, that's the conversations we have. And so sometimes you got to say, Lord, you got me out here looking crazy like Noah, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to believe you. I'm going to trust you. Right? Even in this space, I'm like, Lord, I'm tired, but I pray that you sustain me. I pray that you give me the energy that I have, that I can get through the day, that I can get through 30 days of thanks, right? That I can, like, I ask God to give me what I need for the journey, for the assignment. Ask God to give you what you, let me tell you this, what God is asking you to do, he's not asking you to do it in your own might. What God is asking you to do, God is not asking you to just walk off and leave him behind. God is asking you to co-create and collaborate with him in the thing that he has called you to. I feel myself revving up, and we got to go. He is not asking you to do it by yourself. And sometimes I think when that happens, we feel like, oh God, like I can't. He's like, I'm not asking you to do it by yourself. I'm not asking you to do it in your strength. I'm not asking you to do it in your power. I'm not asking you to do it in your knowledge. You're not even smart enough, but my grace is sufficient. And I'm gracing you with ease to be able to do stuff that when people look at you, they'll be trying to figure out how you're able to do it. And according to Acts 4:13, people will look at you and they will see that you are untrained and educated, but they will know that you had been with Jesus. I gotta go. It ain't even about you. You are a vessel. Can I be honest? You giving yourself too much credit. Some stuff he want to do through you that you're not even qualified for. And that's why, geez, thank you, Father. That's why you're questioning, because you like, God, I'm not even, why you? And that's the point, that he uses the foolish things to confound the wise, that he uses the weak things to confound the strong, that the thing that he is using, the way that he uses it won't make sense. But child, listen, they will know it was God. They will know they had been with Jesus. All right, it's 11 o'clock. Was this good for y'all? Did y'all catch this? It's the halfway point. We made it. We made it. Don't quit. Don't give up. We're going to get there. We're going to get there, but trust God. Lean not to your own understanding. Lean into him. Trust him. Acknowledge him. He's got you. For real, for real. He really does. He really does. Carmen says, so good. Thank you. I'm so glad. To God be the glory. I want us moving together, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. We're not going to leave nobody behind, but we also ain't going to stop moving for you. Can I say that again? We ain't trying to leave nobody behind, but we ain't going to stop moving for you. If you make the choice to stay behind, that's your choice, not ours. I can't make decisions for you. And so it's never about me leaving you behind. It's you choosing to stay where you are. I heard one of my coaches say that, child, and smacked me up beside the wall, because we like to say, well, I don't really want to leave them behind. You're not leaving anybody behind. They are grown. We got to stop compensating and appeasing and trying to parent and pamper and coddle grown folks. You chose to stay behind. You chose to stay in what was comfortable. You chose to stay where it was safe. You chose to trust yourself versus trust God. You chose not to lean to you chose to lean to your own understanding as opposed to acknowledging him in all of your way. That was a choice you made. So you're not going to make me feel bad because I've decided that I'm living full these 3 years, that I'm going to make the most of my 3 years, that I'm going to operate in the fullest of who God called me to be in these 3 years, that the time that he has given me, I'm planning to show up. What you plan to do with your time, child, that's on you. That's on you. And so stop carrying other people's stuff. I'm going to release you right now. I'm going to release some of y'all and relieve you of having to feel like you got to carry other people's stuff. No, people have a choice. Same choice you got, they got. One choice can change your life. Absolutely. Listen, Cassandra said, I'm showing up. Shoot. I know that's right. I'm with you, child. Lovely says, God is speaking through you. Listen. Child, when I tell y'all this tea is so good. Whoo, yes, I had to do because it was so good. Thank you, Lord Jesus. But the one thing that I will tell you that I've been starting to use, and those of you who will come to the event, I've been using fresh lemon in my tea. And so I have lemon juice, but I go get lemon and I squeeze it in my tea in addition to the honey. And I think that also gives it she said, God is speaking through. This is so good. It was so good and eye-opening. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That was Cassandra. And then Lovely. Let me see. Stringer, is your name? I think I seen you on Instagram. Is it Shanique? Just type your name in, because I hate not knowing your name. And I feel like I know your name, but it's different on all the things. And so I be forgetting. Type your name in so I know you. What's your name, Lovely? But yeah, so I just want your name before we go. I said, girl, you ain't no real lemon the best. I do know real lemon is the best, but I most times, Shakisha, that's it. Yes. Okay, Shakisha. Because I seen it and I'm like, Shanique, something. It's just something. And I'm like, I seen it and then I forgot. I think I was last night. And I was like, that's it. There she go. All right. Shakisha. Y'all remember Shakisha. But yes, I love real lemon. I just hadn't been buying it. And so this is a sidebar and then we going, y'all. My cousin, and I don't know if she's on tonight. Hey, Naisha, if you are, sometimes she watches and then she'll like fall asleep or whatever. But she was talking about lemon water. And so I have been doing lemon water for a while, real lemons. And I have lemon juice. And so I would do the lemon juice in my tea, but I really wanted the fresh lemons in my water. So now I've just been on this thing where I buy a bag of lemons to keep in my house. And so I've just been using it in my tea. And it just, honey, yes, it does something. So for those of you who are coming to the event, and when you get your tea, there will be instructions that you got to have it with honey and get you with some lemon, some fresh lemon to squeeze it in there so you can get the full experience of this good old cup of tea. Okay. So yeah, so you have less than an hour. So yeah, and the pulp makes it pop. Listen, whatever it is, I love it. You have less than an hour, 55 minutes, less than, to register at 147 for I Speak Life Live. Go on and get your ticket. And I will see you all. Lemon and cucumber water is the best. Yeah, I do. I like the infused waters too. They are really good. Really, really, really good. And so, yeah, so y'all go get y'all some rest. I'm going to meditate on this message that I done shared with y'all for myself. And I'll see you all tomorrow for day 16. And day 16, what's tomorrow's conversation? Hearing. Ooh, he that hath an ear, let him hear. We are talking about hearing tomorrow. So I love you all. Y'all have a good night. And did y'all enjoy this tonight? Really quickly, did y'all enjoy it? Was this good for you all? Ashley said, ma'am, the halfway point was dope. This one. I love it. I love it. Was this good for y'all? Yes, hearts. I see them. Definitely enjoyed. I love it. Yes. I love it. Love, love, love it. All right. So as we get ready to go to bed, make sure you all, again, praise your way to sleep. Put praise on your problems. Put praise on all the things, right? So that you can refocus yourself and really tell your mind how you want, want it to be operating when you're sleeping, right? Prophetic dreams, right? So I'm glad that you all enjoyed this tonight, but I'm praying, um, that God, his grace and his face would shine upon you. I pray that you all have really good sleep, and that not just good sleep, but that you would be rested. And that this message would resonate with you, and that you would no longer be focused on anybody else other than the assignment with which you are supposed to be operating in, and the thing that you were supposed to be doing, no matter what it is. It may be something spiritual, or it could be writing a book, or it could be getting your finances together. It could be taking care of yourself and exercising, but just thinking about the things that you know you're supposed to be doing, one thing, one step at a time, right? So I love y'all. Y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all tomorrow night. Same time, same place. Inner Circle. I'll see y'all tomorrow night at 8 o'clock before 30 Days of Thanks for our guest expert. We're going to be talking about estate planning, all things wills, trusts, and all of that kind of stuff. And so you all, I sent emails out yesterday, and you'll get another reminder. Not yesterday, today, and you'll get another reminder tomorrow. It's also in the Inner Circle Facebook group. And if you're not in the Inner Circle and you want to join, it's $25 a month and $250 for the year. And that's probably going to be going up soon as well. AZ said yes to all of this. So yes. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? We're getting ready to head out, but go back and check the replay. I promise. Even if you don't check it out tonight, check it out tomorrow. And then you all make sure, specifically on Face, anywhere you are, when this hits, make sure you share this on your pages. Like, this is the one to share, right? If y'all don't, everybody need to be sharing this. And then those of you who are already registered, share your Bring a Friend link with all the friends. Okay. So I love y'all. Have a good night. This was so good. Happy halfway point. We made it. We are over the hump starting tomorrow. Good night, loves.